power. That is the economics of nuclear.
I want to just bring the attention of Africa. Africa as a continent has, in terms of its population, the size rather, Africa is 30,211,155 square kilometers. The size of Africa in itself is just as big as China, United States, India, Europe, Argentina, and New Zealand put together. About 1.6 trillion US dollars. Africa's collective GDP is 1.6 trillion US dollars as we are talking. Africa's collective GDP in 2020 is going to be 2.6 trillion US dollars. Africa's consumer spending in 2020 is going to be 1.4 trillion US dollars. 50% of Africa's population is going to be living in cities by that time. That's where everybody in the world is now banking their investment capital. People are looking for emerging economies because that's where the opportunities are, and that's where the rate of return on investment is as high as in some countries, 40%. I'll need to just touch on an issue of competitiveness because these are aspects we need to look at when we want to attract investment from the diaspora. When you come to invest in Kenya, you're not coming to invest for charity, you're coming to invest to make money. So there are certain aspects we need to look at. For any country to be able to compete internationally, we need to critically look at the competitiveness of our long-term socio-economic well-being and survival. And we need to ensure that we expand our human capital, financial capital, natural resources, and entrepreneurship in such a way that the country can be competitive. What are our unique strengths? We are a gateway to East Africa and the region. Nairobi is a regional business and air hub. We have a distinctive culture. We have world-class runners, which gives us good publicity. And of course, there is something very positive about the hospitality of the Kenyan people. And of course, we have competitive strengths in an array of clusters: tourism, agribusiness, cut flowers, coffee, tea exports, logistics, manufacturing, and also now power generation is becoming an area of investment. We need to continue addressing areas that deter development, such as corruption and legal weaknesses where possible. And then, of course, the private sector, being one of the country's greatest players, must continue to mobilize its resources and needs to be supported.